Now, let's talk about arrays again. Arrays in ActionScript 3. Okay, when can you use it? Last time we've demonstrated you can use it to organize all the enemies or the fruits so that you can check whether they've been collected or hit or not. Today we'll use a high score list to illustrate how arrays can be used. Okay. Now, think about data without being placed in the array, and they are all scattered all over the place. But once you put in an array, they're organized in order. Okay, so think about array is a way to organize data. Actually, that's what it is. So it's a special data structure to organize data in computer. So once you put in an array, then things are placed in order. The order is determined by the index number. Each element of the array would have an index number. It's like a label on the box. Okay, like a if you don't want to think about gun magazines with a bullet, think about stacked up chest drawers with a lot of drawers. Each one has a label. So the index number and the contents. Index number and contents. Okay. So the contents can be strings or can be numbers, or later on you'll learn they can be other things as well. Last time we used movie clips, right? Okay. To use them, declare, push data in there, and retrieve data. That's all you need to do. Okay. So I'm going to show how this is done in a high score list. Okay. This one will show the list. The list has got 5 numbers already. It's not in any order, so I'm going to sort it. Then I'm going to show again. So this time the scores are sorted. Okay, that's a high score list. Now, if I press this button, every time I press it, it will generate one random number. That random number is going to be compared with the last one. If it's bigger than that, greater than that one, you join the list. If it's smaller, it'll be discarded. Now, that one should be in there already. Now, if you don't believe me, let's see. Yeah, it is in there. Now I'm going to randomize another one. This one's 1, 2, 3, smaller than 400. See, it's not in there. It's still 400. 271, nothing. 180, nothing. 314, nothing. 27, don't need it. Okay, let's see this one. 626, it's there. So it's added and in the right place. Now let's try another one. 251. Nah. Yeah, this one should be there. Second one. That's it. Okay. You can see it's pushing the lower numbers out of the high score list. So keep doing. Yeah. Okay. That's how. So the numbers are replaced. Now we're going to look at how this is done. That's the first button. Score generator. You press a button, you call this handler, and this handler will simulate the end of the game when you get a score. The score, the variable, will take the value of this random number generator. Okay, so math class has got a random function which produces a number between 0 and 1, anything between 0 and 1. I time it by 1000. So the final number would be anything between 0 and 1000. Okay, because it includes decimal places, decimals, so I'm going to use the floor function to remove the decimal and keep the integer part, the lower end. So for example, 9.3, then I'll keep 9. If you use the ceiling, that would be 10, yeah, the upper one. And then that score is displayed, as you saw, displayed in the text box. Now, this part is responsible for pushing that number, put it in to replace the lower number, and also sort it, make it into the right position. Okay, first if statement. If the bottom one, because I'm only comparing the bottom one, if the bottom element, the element index is 4, but actually it's the 5th element. The index is 4 because it starts from 0. So square bracket following the name of the array, that's retrieving the element at that index. And compare it retrieve the value first and compare the value with the score, see which one is bigger. If the score is higher, therefore I'll push the score's value into the array to replace it. See, that's assigning. Assign the score value to that array box. So now you keep the new value, which is score's value. Once you've got there, and you need to sort the list. So therefore, if the score is very, very high, you push that one to the top. So the score, the array list name and sort function, inside is the options. You sort it as a number and you sort it by descending order, means the large ones first, the largest. Okay, so that's the one, is the first button. When I play the game, and then everything will sort it. Okay. Now this one is a show the high score list. Every time you click the button, you call this function handler. In this function, that's the name of the box, text box. So every time I click it, I'll reset, and then I'll use a for loop to loop through to check all the elements of the array and put them into this one. I use a new function, not the text one. I use append text. Okay, this one is supposed to work faster. Okay, every time I get a value from the array, I'll just turn it to string with this new line symbol and push it into the text box. So this one is responsible for displaying the 5 numbers in order. In all the values it has. If it's sorted already, it will be in order. If it's not sorted, whatever it has, it will start from the first box, the second one, and so on, up to the last one. Okay, 5 is the boundary condition. Remember last time we tried for loop? That's a counter. Starting condition is 0. If it's less than 5, you carry on. If it's greater than or equal to 5, you exit this one, means you don't do anything inside, exit. When you exit this one, nothing after that, you exit this function completely. Okay, but every time you've done once with the counter, you increase it, increment by 1. Okay, increment by 1. So I'm going to dry run this one. The first one is 0. So I get the index 0's item, which is the highest one, after sorting. Then push that into this text box. Then I'll increment by 1. It was 0, increase by 1, becomes 1. Then I'll check, is 1 less than 5? Yes, so it is less than 5. So I'll do this again. But this time, the I is 1. So I'll get the index 1, the value corresponding to the index 1. Okay, once I've got that one, so appending means the old text you had from 0 is kept, and you just add this one after that with a new line. And you increase by 1. It was 1, increase by 1 becomes 2. So 2 is still less than 5. You carry on. So this time you do index number is 2, and do 3, and do 4. If it's 4, it's still less than 5. So you do this one. So you do this one up to index number 4. Remember, index number 4. We only had 5 elements, so that's the last one. You can't go on to 5. There's no 5. Okay, index number not reached 5. So that's how you use the for loop to display the high score list. Okay.